How do you focus on far or near objects? Well, if you're doing triple biology paper 2, you're going to need to know this, and I hope it comes up, because after watching this, you're going to know exactly what to do. Make sure you save it so you can watch it before your exam. This process is called accommodation. Your eye contains a lens that bends the light to make sure that it focuses on the back of your eye, called the retina. So long as that light focuses on the retina, you will be able to form a clear image and see something clearly. Now, depending on how far or close the object is, that determines how much or how little you need to bend the light to make sure it focuses on the retina. This whole process of accommodation again is controlled by two components: your ciliary muscle and suspensory ligaments. It's arranged like this: lens in the middle, around that you have suspensory ligaments going out, and they're attached to your ciliary muscle, which is a ring of muscle. If a ring of muscle contracts, just like one on your back end, it will go inward and reduce its diameter. Let's start with an object that's close. If an object's close, you'll need to bend the light a lot to make sure it focuses on your retina. Lots of bending comes from a bulging lens. So think, how would you make that lens bulge? Well, you need those suspensory ligaments to slacken. And to do that, you need to reduce the diameter of the ciliary muscle. And to do that, it would need to contract, because that's how the diameter of the ciliary muscle reduces. So we say ciliary muscle contracts, suspensory ligaments will slacken, and that will make the lens bulge so that you bend the light more to focus it on the retina. Really important words here. With the ciliary muscle, we must always talk about contracting or relaxing. That's what muscles do. However, with suspensory ligaments, since they are ligaments, they're literally just things that attach a muscle to something else. They do not themselves contract or relax. No, instead, we must say they're either pulled tighter or they slacken or loosen, not contract or relax for the ligaments. Okay, so again, for a near object, we need more bending of light, so the ciliary muscle contracts to reduce its diameter. Make sure you mention that, and that causes the suspensory ligaments to slacken and make the lens more bulged, so it bends that light. What if instead your object was really far away? Well, in that case, you need to bend the light less. Therefore, instead of a bulging lens, we want a more narrow, thin lens. To achieve that, we need to make those ligaments tighten. Therefore, the ciliary muscle diameter needs to increase, and that will happen when it relaxes. So for a far object, the ciliary muscle relaxes, the suspensory ligaments therefore tighten, and that makes the lens less bulging. That means less refraction of the light, which is what we needed for that far object to make those rays focus on the retina. If that's not quite gone in, just watch me explain that again. I'll make a separate video to tell you how we correct short-sightedness and long-sightedness. Make sure you're following so you can check out when it's posted. Best of luck in your exams.